and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have been provided the minutes of the regular meeting and executive session for January 20th, 2026. Do we have a motion to accept?
I've read and approved the meeting minutes from 1/20/26 and executive session 1/20, and I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second. Motion and a second to approve the minutes of regular and executive session for January 20th. Any discussion? Being none, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed. Under number 5, last meeting, we had opened up 5 proposals for farm bids for county land. After reviewing them, would someone like to make a motion?
I will make a motion to accept the bid from Thaddeus Alexander for $205 per acre with an additional $1 for corn over 150 bushels and an additional $2 for beans over 45. And the original was $22,755 without the additionals.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve Thaddeus Alexander's bid. Is there any discussion? I will say we do appreciate everyone that put in a bid for these. So those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed. Claims and payroll number 3 were provided to us.
I'll make a motion to approve claims and payroll number 13. I'm sorry, 3.
I'll second.
A motion and a second to approve the claims and payroll number 3. Is there any further discussion? Being none, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed. We have no conference requests tonight. We also have no bond items, so thank you. Next, we have Rhonda Terry from the Pulaski County Historical Society.
Hello.
Hello.
I don't know that I need a microphone. But thank you for your time today. I'm Rhonda Terry. I'm with the Pulaski County Historical Society, and I am the chair for the county for America 250.
Thank you.
We are working countywide to get everyone involved. It's the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence this July 4th. So we're trying to make it as big as it was in 1976. Lots of things coming down the pipeline. We're going to be opening the time capsule from 1976. So if any of you were around during that time, please, if you put anything in, join us for that celebration. But I'm here today to talk specifically about the Liberty Tree. We would love to do a Pulaski County tree, which is an elm tree, and we would love to plant it here on the courthouse square. Now, logistically, we have to make sure that that's possible because I don't know, I'm not an arborist, so I don't know root balls, what interferes with anything on the square. I do know the time capsules are located somewhere too, so we just have to be careful there. But I did bring the E.M.A Tree Committee with me today, and they're going to talk a little bit about what they've been working on to help with America 250. My America 250 endeavor started off as just kind of small things, but now it's morphed into a much, much bigger thing. So I'm collaborating with the E.M.A Tree Committee. Lots of great things coming. So I'm going to turn it over to them, and they'll tell you a little bit more about what they've been doing.
All right, first and foremost, my name is Will Kiefer. I've been working with Don Darda, and this is Evan Burgess. We've been working on getting a grant together, not only for the Liberty Elm, but also to plant some trees over on the school campus. First, we'd like to thank you for your letter of support in assisting with our grant writing. And I think Don has some more information about the Liberty Elm.
Sure. We have been in contact with Larry Weaver. retired teacher, so I know to do my homework. It's really up to you all where you want it planted. But there are protocols, calling 811, and Larry and I are working closely together, so we're not just willy-nilly just gonna plop a tree in the ground. So we're I guess, leaning on his expertise. But yes, this grant is very beneficial towards many projects this spring, and one is the Liberty Elm. I can't reiterate enough, thank you for your letter of support to the Community Foundation. I am just pleased as punch to have one of our co-presidents here, Evan Burgess. We had 20 students come out since the beginning of the year, and we have put forth 170 volunteer hours already this school year towards our community. So a lot of that goes to thank you to Evan and Will and all the other teams. So thank you. Do you want to share?
Well, we love what you have done for the town already, especially in the fall, driving up and down, Market and Riverside. Trees are beautiful, so, and the Duncan Park. So we look forward to the Liberty Elm being here in the courthouse.
Yeah. So we have a motion, and you're requesting us to
Yes,
plant the
please.
tree. We're not going to plant it. They're going to plant it. With coordinating with Larry Weaver. you
Yes,
said. So,
yes.
Very good. So I'll make a motion to allow the Liberty tree, the elm tree, to be planted in courthouse land here. So we have a second.
Yeah, I'll second.
We have a motion and a second.
I'll third.
And a third. So do we need to discuss? No discussion. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed. So there you go.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing it.
And as part of the initiative America 250, we are going to ask the E.M.A Tree Committee to branch out, and we're going to do elm liberty trees in our incorporated towns in the county. So this is bringing the county together, full collaboration, full organization, the whole 9 yards. So it's turned into a much bigger thing, and I'm so proud to be working with the E.M.A Tree Committee. So be watching for us, because we're trying to get out there and get everybody together.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Next is Rochelle Fox from the E.M.A. Thank you.
Thank you, Rochelle.
Yeah. Thank you.
So the first thing is the breakdown of the things that David would go through for the assessments that he would do for each building. I know he threw out a big number. Jenny, you were asking me about that at the very beginning when he gave an estimate about how much he thought it would cost. And he said, I think he said around 120,000 at the time. This is just a rough draft, you guys. This isn't to sign anything or agree on anything. It's just to go over what he thinks it would cost for these buildings to go through. These are also things that you can pick and choose. If you want things done this year, you can do 3 or 4 buildings. This can be done over time. I don't know. Nathan just walked away. Nathan has offered to pay for the courthouse part out of the courthouse project, if that works for him. So there's some things that he's willing to help with. So that can bring down some of that cost too, if he wants to pay for that part of it. I know he did mention that the voting facilities were the most critical at first, and we haven't talked about where they're going to do early voting and that. I know they're discussing it, where it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be at the highway department again this year, but since these buildings are included, I don't know if that's something that would be a different cost or if it would be included in that. So these costs could be different. They're adjustable. So if you have any questions on those, you can just either ask me or I can get with David and find out.
There was discussion of having early voting here at the courthouse.
Yeah.
Across from the clerk's office.
So if that is considered a voting area, it could be included in the cost maybe of the courthouse assessment when it's done. And then that brings me to this one. Yeah, the task number 3 is additional consulting hours allocated by the A.D.A coordinator on an as-needed basis. He includes 20 hours extra per month. Not includes, I'm sorry. He's requesting if we think we need 20 hours extra a month. If people have questions, they can directly contact him. They can call him, they can call me, I can get answers. But the work he's doing now is what we've already agreed to pay for. So once we get done with training in March, anything extra beyond the training is gonna be extra work for him. So in a monthly contract on this is 20 extra hours per month. It's 2,500, quoted at 2,500 plus reimbursement expenses. And that doesn't mean it would be $2,500 if we didn't use the 20 hours. If we used 5 hours, it would be adjustable. So all these costs are adjustable according to what he has said.
Yes, on your papers, Rochelle, I do not, unless someone, I don't see a 3.
Task number 2.
I don't have that. I have the task number 2, includes self-evaluation.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what she's, yeah.
That's what you're
That's what
referring
she's
to?
on.
I did not see those numbers there.
Well,
The main number is,
184.
yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Rochelle.
That's okay.
so you've got that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to understand, Rochelle. Everything that you've paid him so far gets us to March, is what you said. right?
Correct.
For the training.
Just
For training.
through ADA training, correct.
So what would it be beyond that we would need outside of all of the inspections for the buildings?
That's just something that he asked me to present to you guys as an option. It's not a necessity, but if we get a lot of people asking questions and I have to keep going to him or their contact, if I, you say you can contact him directly, it would just be the time taken to find the information and that kind of stuff. And
Like
it,
a retainer. for 20 hours.
Right.
And that 20 hours a month, but if one would only use 10 hours this month, then 10 could be used the following month.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
And the third page that I gave to you has task 2 on it, is just the estimate he did for the courthouse that explains what he would do to come up with that cost. And I think Nathan and David have discussed it a little bit as far as how he would pay for that. And it'd be up to you guys if you were okay with Nathan doing that. Okay. And then for the rest of it, I just wanted to present it to you guys. I'm not asking for money. I'm just want you guys to have it in front of you.
All right, this is this was what he was going to get to us
Yes.
originally, the
Yes.
estimate for all the different buildings.
So this is the breakdown for each one. And I believe all of the buildings on there are correct. I'm not sure.
The Historical Society.
I'm not sure about the Historical Society. I'm not sure about the library, and I'm not sure about soil and water because they told me they were federally leased. So I'm not sure how that works.
Right.
But things like the East Annex that's being discussed and the West Annex. So if we decide to go through with renovating the West Annex, you could move that to the bottom of the list. If you choose to have it renovated, then there's no point in having it assessed now and then paying for it again later.
You have that on here, the West Annex?
I think it just says E.M.A, letter E.
Oh, E.M.A, okay.
E,
I was looking for West,
under E.
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay. Do we want to, Don, just kind of read down some of these amounts, I think, just for public?
Yes.
So that they know what cost we're looking at?
Yes.
And this is for someone to come in and go through all of our county buildings to see where we are ADA compliant and where we still need to be ADA compliant. So it would be a list of to-dos to bring everything up to compliance, okay?
Pulaski County Courthouse, 18,000. Pulaski County Jail Justice Center, 28,000. Pulaski Highway Department, 14,000. Voting facilities, 5 total locations, and we just discussed if they vote here, that would be part of that, but be one trip, cost per location, $2,850. E.M.A. Corner Building, which is the West Annex, $8,600. The airport, $8,200. 4-H grounds, $34,000. EMS building, $6,800. Francisville office, satellite health department, which is in the nursing home, $2,850. The historical museum, $9,250. The Pulaski Public Library, $16,000. Veterans Park and Memorial, $2,400. Soil and water, $6,800, which is part of the federal building that you were referring to. Boat ramp, both of them at States, $4,250. East Annex building, health department, and Purdue Extension are there, $22,000.
Don, did you see boat ramps?
Says boat, I'm just reading what it says, boat ramp, and then it says both of them.
And I'm not sure where,
Two at Pulaski.
oh, yeah.
More than 2 in the county, but those are
Correct.
DNR managed.
Yeah, DNR takes care of them.
And that's just what he presented to me. Anything that we need to take off here, we can take it off. Anything that we find later, that I don't think we are going to find anything later to add, but all of this is adjustable, so it's not
And again,
permanent.
these numbers are just for the evaluation of these buildings. This is not to pay to bring it up to code. So it's
Correct.
just the evaluation.
Correct.
Okay.
And Nathan, you've committed, we've committed to the courthouse through the contingency money that will be refunded back. So that's the big one there. So and then we need to also take a look at our voting facilities, I believe, as we get closer to the May primary, if not it's February already, so that's a priority. Well, I think you're just presenting this for us to look at and to consider for the future.
Yep. Anything that you want to get started on too, we can make a list of just those facilities, and then we can have him make up a proposal for whichever facilities you want to get started on, and then what we can vote on that, sign it whenever, if you guys decide to do any of the buildings, if we decide to not do some of the buildings this year, or however you guys decide. But I just wanted to give you an idea of what his thoughts and plans were, so.
Appreciate it.
Is the county responsible for the fairground?
I don't know that answer because I know that, I think at Purdue Extension is,
Power of the past is the biggest.
well, the power in the past and the 4-H is different. The power uses the 4-H fairgrounds, but they're not responsible for the 4-H
That's the
fairground.
biggest moneymaker
I-
as far as that is.
Yeah,
And then besides that, then the public library, would we as a
Yeah.
county be responsible for that because they're their own taxing unit?
I know they discussed that in one of our trainings, and they are very interested in David coming in and looking for them, so I would assume that they would eventually do their own contract with them. But these are just ones that he does in most other counties, so,
That the public needs more.
right.
When
So-
will the clerk's office have the list of voting sites, which doesn't truly change, but
Probably closer to, I would think February or March, definitely way before we get much closer to May.
that
Yeah.
might be something to look at early as well.
You know, so we can have that.
So,
Thank you.
yep, any other questions, then just let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Edwina Guffey for the Health Department.
Good evening.
Hello.
Just wanted to share some of the exciting.
Pull it up to you. There you go. Yeah, go ahead and pull it up a little, Edwin.
Just wanted to share some of the exciting things that we're out doing in the health department and the accomplishments that we've made in 2025. As you guys are aware, that we were able to open an office at Francisville, and it's inside Parkview Haven. And it has really helped us with the immunization rate on the west side of the county, with transportation being such a major issue. And again, this office is at no charge at all to our department or to the county. So we're very thankful to have that office going. I work out of there every Monday, and our health nurse right now works out of there the first and third Tuesday of every month. With that being said, the nursing department has administered 1,347 vaccines. 64 of them have been on the west side in the Francisville office. 195 have been after 4:30 p.m. That's another thing that we started in 2024, is we offer evening hours. So we're there on Wednesdays till 7:30, and it's booked from,
That's over there. right,
Yeah.
on the west side.
yes. That's in Winamac.
Oh, that's
On
over
Tuesdays, I believe he's at the Tuesday office until 6 when he works out of there. So that has worked out great. Some of the things that we really focused on last year was working with the farmers market. We were able to help 416 children with the POPS program. So it's a 2-bite program to taste of in-season fruit or vegetable. And we had 416 children do that. we were able to pass out 100 My Plates, so they're portion control plates. And we were able to give out 30 market food bags that were distributed at the farmer's market so that family could go and get fresh fruits, vegetables, meat. So we were able to do that for 30 people. Parents shared very positive experience with the POPS program, the My Plate, and the bags. The kids love picking out their fruit or their vegetable, you know, with their tokens. And My Plate really helped them realize that portion control is such a big thing. So we're really thankful for that. Things going on in Vital Records. Our Vital Records person is Maggie Check, and she is also the 2026 secretary for the state for Vital Records. So we're really happy for that. We just put on a big diaper drive, and we're going to be just distributing the diapers starting next week. 11,000 diapers. So that's amazing. We wanted, our goal was 500 packages, and we far
Where do those
beat that
go,
goal.
Rena?
Where will they go? We're going to distribute them on Wednesdays and Tuesdays in the nursing department, and anybody can come get diapers. Limit two packages. Yeah, and the package is like 20 to 25 in a package. Yeah.
Good, thank you.
So we're excited about that. We also have worked with the jail with the yoga program. And this year we were able to get, well, in 2025, we were able to give yoga blocks. They're like a muscle roller, and some journals. And we're also looking into working with them to automatically provide inmates when they leave their birth certificate and their shot records. So we're excited about that. Our school liaison is Marie Roth, and she is out there working between the two schools. She's getting a lot of things accomplished. It's been taking a little while, but we're happy to have her on board, and she's doing a wonderful job teaching CPR and catch my breath. We're really focusing on tobacco prevention for the children in the schools, suicide prevention, and we were able to have E.M.A. Actually, they can teach surf safe classes for proper food safety. So we were able to finance that, and we're excited about that. Just everything that she's doing is doing great things, helping with public health.
So Marie's teaching serve safe classes here
In the school.
in the school.
In the school, so they actually will have an instructor in the school.
Okay.
That-
Can
that-
anybody outside the school? attend that?
I can't answer that
Probably not.
question,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
I can find out, though.
You mentioned tobacco education, Rena. I'm assuming that's part of vape as well.
Yes,
That's a huge one. More so than tobacco.
yes, yes. So we're really working on that. We had a hidden in plain sight trailer come to the E.M.A school last year, and we had it set up to go to West Central, but the weekend they were supposed to bring it there on that Monday. There was a big rainstorm and it flooded the trailer, so that's kind of been on hold. But it's a neat trailer to go through. It's crazy how just where people hide things, you know? And lastly is my report. Water permits, we had 25 well permits last year. We had 34 septic permits. Environmental complaints, all complaints in our office have to be in writing now. And that has helped us so much. You had 8 this year because, if it's important for them to write it down, it's helped us a lot. And then food permits. We had 146 permits. Brick and mortar inspections were 36. Food truck inspections were 85. We only had 1 food complaint, or 2, one last quarter. So we have a lot going on in our department. Thankful to share this, all of our accomplishments and the way we're progressing in public health. We look forward to 2026 with continued growth and even a greater progress. And I'm proud of our team of people. We're a young department. I'm senior employee and I've been there 2.5 years. And we've accomplished a lot in a short period of time, and I'm proud of that. I feel like I know we work hard, and I feel like we're making a difference, so I'm proud of that.
I appreciate it, and I see a lot of that. Would you update the community on, we know the CDC rules for vaccines has changed.
Yes.
And could you just explain what's going on
Yes.
in your health department regarding vaccines?
It's not through the state, it's CDC. And says the number of routine vaccines for all children dropped from 13 to 7, reducing targeted diseases from 17 to 11. Okay, so
So the required are 11.
so it's recommended. They're still recommending the same, but you're only required the 11.
And you'll be putting that information out.
Yes, we will.
So they know.
Yes,
Sure.
because this just came out January 5th. So as soon as we get that information, we'll put it on our Facebook page and
Perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you
Yes.
for having convenient hours for people because
Yes,
closing at 4 is not always convenient for a working
Yes.
parent. So thank you.
yes. Well, thank you.
Thanks for
Appreciate it.
sharing. Yeah,
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
letting us serve the
Thank
county.
you. Carla Redwick, Building Inspector.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the first item is I had brought Abby Dickey's APC appointment to you in your last meeting, and it was just made known that that appointment was also a B.Z.A. appointment, and I feel like that they should be voted separately, so that was my mistake, that I didn't ask for having 2 separate votes. So the understanding is, so Abby is one of the citizen member commissioner appointed people for APC. There are presently 2 others who are citizen member commissioner appointed seats. So of the way Indiana code reads, the one that I have on the first note, 3674902, 3 citizen members appointed by the executive of the municipality or county, of whom 1 must be a member of the plan commission and 2 must not. So I spoke with the other 2 citizen members and they had asked to not consider them for the seat. So what I'm requesting in this is to verify that your board has chosen to reappoint Abby Dickey for the citizen member commission appointed APC seat. And then the second one is, of those 3 citizen members, Abby is the only one on the plan commission that is willing to accept your appointment onto the B.Z.A.
Is there a requirement for Republican and Democrat as well?
There is, and I was going to talk to you about that when I had those applications, unless you want to talk about that right now.
If you're going to get to it, when we get to that,
Yep.
that's fine. with
I will do that.
Okay. So, go ahead.
I'll make an appointment or motion to appoint Abby Dickey to the APC and B.Z.A. board.
Which one did we do last?
Can we do APC? So she's an APC B.Z.A. appointee. So like I had said, the 3 citizen ABC members could be chosen from your board to be a B.Z.A. appointment.
So let's, I would recommend that we do the APC first, and we'll move down the list that she's given us.
Okay, I'll make an appointment for Abby Dickey to the APC board.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve Abby Dickey as the commissioner appointed to the APC board. Any discussion? Being none, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed. Next, which, what we kind of went over last meeting, but we'll vote on it a second time, right?
We discussed it, but just for clarification, since it's 2 seats,
So
yes.
you're requesting that, or your recommendation to us is Abby Dickey as the commissioner appointed APC citizen member to the B.Z.A.
Correct.
I will make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second to approve Abby Dickey as commissioner appointed APC citizen member to the B.Z.A. Any discussion? Being none, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed.
Okay, so APC had a meeting with a hearing on January 26 in regards to data center moratorium. So the APC has recommended a 12-month moratorium, 5 in favor, 0 opposed for a data center moratorium for 12 months.
Our recommendation was.
And your recommendation was for 6 months. The board did converse a lot in regards to the situation, to where they said 6 months, 12 months, can we compromise with 9 months? But then we discussed the fact of how we're presently working on the ordinance text amendments. They are also working on data center, adding text amendments to the ordinance. And they're also working on the comprehensive plan. So then on top of that, having the data center language, and a lot of the board has not been given as much information about data centers as they have thus far in regards to battery energy storage systems. We've discussed trying to get them to locations that they can tour to understand it more, to see how it's constructed, to see what entails, just like when they had gone on a battery storage tour. So it was important to them that they felt even though it was requested 6 months, that given everything that's on their plate, that they are humbly requesting a 12-month moratorium.
12 months is the max.
Correct.
For life.
They do understand that, yes, that there's no extensions. We did discuss in the meeting that if it were a 6 month or a 9 month, that there could be an extension. And honestly, they had said for 6 months, they could understand that, but for 9 months it's just, now we have to reschedule meetings, et cetera. And so they were requesting a 12-month moratorium. I can read the language in the moratorium if you would like.
It probably needs to be read aloud. Yes, please.
Okay. Whereas the Board of Commissioners for Pulaski County, State of Indiana has in place the Pulaski County, Indiana UDO Ordinance Number 2025-03 and adopted on March 3rd, 2025 with an effective date as of May 7th, 2025. Whereas since the passage of the most recent amendment of the zoning ordinance has received additional public input regarding data centers, and whereas the Pulaski County Planning Commission is desirous of studying potential amendments to the zoning ordinance, more specifically certain amendments to the portion of the zoning ordinance as it pertains to data centers and proper regulation, methodology, and the effects of data centers on Pulaski County, its residents, and first responders' ability to combat hazards with regards to data centers. And whereas the commission believes that a moratorium for a period of 12 months on the acceptance of data center applications from any person, firm, or entity seeking to place or install a data center on any property within the jurisdiction of the commission in Pulaski County, Indiana, will provide the commission and board with the opportunity to consider changes to the data center portion of the zoning ordinance. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Pulaski County, Indiana, that the following ordinance amending the Pulaski County zoning ordinance to place a moratorium on data centers for 12 months is hereby adopted as follows. The purpose of this ordinance and the moratorium issued hereby shall be to understand the prevalence and presence of data centers within the zoning jurisdiction of Pulaski County, the effects on residents and natural resources, and to conduct appropriate studies and to gauge whether data centers are appropriate within Pulaski County, and if so, the extent to which regulation should be developed and enforced. The county, by and through the appropriate regulatory authorities, desires to consider the implications of data centers on the following: property line setbacks, size tiers or cutoffs, lighting and noise, decommissioning plan alterations, decommissioning fund requirements, site plan requirements, resource impact mitigation requirements, and other safety requirements. Section 2.1, for purpose of this ordinance, data center shall mean a physical building, group of buildings, or facility or facilities that house, store, and share computers, networks, networking equipment, servers, storage systems, cooling systems, security systems, data, and such IT infrastructure to process, store, and manage data during continuous operation. 2, for purposes of this ordinance, the board shall mean the Board of Commissioners of Pulaski County, State of Indiana. 3, for purposes of this ordinance, the zoning ordinance shall mean the Unified Development Ordinance number 2025-03, adopted on March 3rd, 2025, with an effective date as of May 7th, 2025, and any amendments thereafter. For purposes of this ordinance, the commission shall mean the Pulaski County Plan Commission, and for purposes of this ordinance and moratorium is solely applicable to data center facilities and nothing else. Section 3, commencing as of January 26, 2026, a moratorium shall be in full force and effect in Pulaski County for the acceptance of data center applications to any person, firm, or entity seeking to place or install a data center on any property within the jurisdiction of the Pulaski County Planning Commission in Pulaski County, Indiana. A moratorium shall be imposed on the filing and acceptance of any new applications for the permitting of any data center in Pulaski County, Indiana, for a period of 12 months. The length of the moratorium set forth above may only be altered upon a majority vote of the commission at a public hearing.
It would be beneficial to work with a professional company with language, because we have no language at all for that.
I would greatly appreciate that. So what we've done in the past is reached out to some other counties and some ordinances and cut and paste things and tried to customize it to what matched the growth and safety for Pulaski County. However, I am extended. I am, just to be blunt, at my office, I am very thin. And I want this right. I don't want us to keep coming. I don't want the APC to keep reviewing the same things over and over because we didn't understand. They didn't have time. They didn't have the knowledge to understand what the language should read to properly protect our county.
Did you do some research and find a company
Absolutely.
to work with, or companies to
Yes.
vet with that?
I do believe that, so BF&S Engineering as well as VS have both mentioned that they may be able to locate somebody in regards to that situation also. Jacob may have some.
I was going to say, I think I've sent you his information before, but Brian Berry, who's a consultant on some of these, he is in the process of drafting the one for Benton County. I'm happy to put you in touch. But
Give
he
that
does-
information to Carla.
I'll email you in the
Yes,
morning.
I can give you his contact information.
Thank you.
I will make a motion to approve the recommended APC 12-month moratorium on data centers as was read and presented to us.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion. We have a motion and a second, maybe a third. I
Gotta
don't
be
know.
faster.
Motion and a second to approve the APC proposal for a moratorium on data centers, the 12-month moratorium that was recommended. Any discussion?
I appreciate it. Glad we got that done.
We haven't voted yet.
Oh, well, we're close.
Just hold on. Don't try to get ahead.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed.
Now you
Thank you, Carla. Please get working on a.
Yes.
a company with
Absolutely.
that.
Yes.
I know you have some other things,
Yes.
but concerning the battery storage.
Yes,
Battery storage, we have some language. You've been working on that with
Yes.
the APC board,
Yes.
and making some progress with that.
absolutely.
That moratorium finishes up in April.
Mid-April, I forget the exact date.
Okay,
Yes,
so you're making a lot of progress with that? with the
Yes.
APC board?
yes.
Okay.
What was helpful was, excuse me, APC's meeting in regards to some of the text amendments to Section 7 to clarify language in there. Jacob and Cliff had both reviewed those documents, and a lot of the application process language would be extremely similar. And since it wouldn't alter how things are done, but just the same type of protection, a lot of the language I would like to keep the process the same. And
As we're moving closer to April, is there a consultant that you need to work with to make sure some of the language is correct?
to finalize it instead of, yes, absolutely, that I will reach out to you tomorrow, Jacob.
I'd
For the-
encourage
I
you to do
can
that.
Yes.
connect the two of you.
Okay.
Now, we have a 6-month moratorium on battery storage.
Yes,
And we can, if
Extend it.
necessary, extend it.
right,
So we want to make sure battery storage is done correctly,
correct.
and we definitely want to make sure data storage.
Absolutely.
Data storage is done correctly.
I agree 100%.
Okay.
Okay,
We approved it, so we think, congratulations, and thank you.
Thank you, absolutely.
What
Thank
else do
you.
have for us?
okay, so now here's something easy. So 5 or 6 years ago, maybe even 7, the building department I don't even know when contracts came in for different departments for copiers. And the building department did not get included in that. And so we had some issues with our copier. And Cardinal had said that the copier's so old that there were some parts that they just can't get ordered anymore. So he had recommended putting the building department on the same contract, the lease agreement that the other departments have. So Teresa and I talked about it, and Teresa had asked that I bring my department to you to get put on the contract. The copy of this contract, they said that your contract renews in October. I don't know anything about that. I just went by what the gentleman from Cardinal told me. However, the contract that he emailed me for you, I'm seeing that it reads March 1st. At the bottom of the little chart there.
So it appears to me that maybe that they are giving the building department a separate contract.
And even though he said, yes, so I had seen that. Actually, I think I just saw that today because he had said, can you wait till October to get put on with everybody else? So based on seeing that, and since none of you were aware of that either, that maybe if you are accepting of my department to get put on the contract when it renews with the other departments, then we forego this contract and just be placed in October.
Yeah, the expense comes out of each department, is that correct?
No,
No?
No, it comes out of the commissioners. Commissioners.
but there's a plus from my department. The copier we have now did come out of my budget. So if there's another department that it can go to or for any resale, we have no need for 2 copiers in my office.
Is there any additional information that we need to be aware of?
No, Nathan had suggested too, there's a copier down in the basement of the Justice Center that we may possibly be able to put on maintenance.
Oh, because it's already part of Cardinals?
It's messy. It's an offline conversation to get into the details, but we do have one for the lease. The current lease is up at the end of this month. It's been paid out of the construction project budget for the clerk's office to have scanning capability in the basement, given all of the documents they have in storage down there. They do not believe they need it any longer. But before we ship it back to Cardinal, it might be easier just to ship it off if it'll meet their needs, and we can work it into that contract.
It could be also a thing where you could call Cardinal and request a temporary contract, March through October. So
Okay.
a short few month lease, and then ask to be put on the regular contract in October.
Okay,
But we want you to have a copy of it.
okay, Thank you so much. Final and important item. So as everyone is aware, we had an open seat on APC and we were accepting applications. We've received 3 applications. A situation based on how Indiana code reads that of 5 citizen members, no more than 3 can be of the same party. So presently, we have 3 Republicans and 1 Democrat. So we need a Democrat to fill that seat. I have received an application of somebody that you do have that. However, there are some issues that I'm not 100% on. Jacob, you might be able to help understand this. Nathan and I kicked it around for about 10, 15 minutes today even. So I understand that to be a candidate for an elected seat, that you are supposed to represent one party in the last 2 primaries. However, I don't know if say myself as somebody wanting to be on APC, last primary was a Republican primary. Prior to that, I was Democrat. So my understanding based on what the clerk taught me, just enough to maybe quote her incorrectly, so don't quote me on what she says, they basically cancel each other out. So I don't know if it's the same scenario for the APC seat or not in regards to because in my head, if I voted in primaries as Republican in the last primary and then previous Democrat, I feel I'm considered a Republican. And so I don't know that that's how we would fill this seat based on your last voting in primaries, not your last 2.
I'm more than happy to do the research on it. I don't know just off the cuff.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
that section of the Indiana code is very, very specific.
I know
And
we-
they have very detailed subsections of subsections.
Correct.
So I'm more than happy to review those, send you an email.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so then with that being said, so I'm not without Jacob reviewing, thank you very much, I appreciate that. And the fact that we got 1 application late, and in fairness to this applicant, they were still within the deadline. I would like for us to verify this situation first. I don't know if you would like to extend the opportunity for other applicants at this time.
I kind of think it would be beneficial.
I do too, to extend
Oh,
it.
I was gonna say no, because if you didn't get it done in time, you didn't get, I mean, in all fairness to the 3 that have applied on time, I
Sure,
feel like they should have the first opportunity
understood.
rather than late, but that's the 4-H'er mom in me.
But I understand that, but if they're disqualified,
But.
Based on their voting stance, once
If they
Jacob
would-
determines.
How quickly could you know that?
I can have that answer for you by tomorrow morning.
Okay,
So I mean, we can do that.
okay,
Just
perfect.
tomorrow morning and then extend it?
well,
What do you want to do?
I personally believe that if Jacob finds out that they are disqualified, then I believe that we should open it up for a couple more weeks, 2 weeks.
To the 17th, to that meeting.
Oh, to that, okay.
I mean, there's no APC board meeting between now and the 17th, is there?
So
They meet that evening. You meet that evening?
You meet on the 17th.
Oh,
Yes. In the morning and the evening.
So that Friday before, you could
That's fine.
tentatively make that the deadline.
Sure.
and
Okay.
advertise it that correctly. I think that would give us a pool. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, that's
Thank you
it.
for your work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Or I'll call you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Next on our agenda is VS updates. So Jenny Monroe, I believe you are on Zoom to give us an update.
Hi, sure, no problem. I don't have my video on because my video all turned blurry and my resolution kind of crashes, so sorry about that. I want to start with the smaller projects that we've had status updates with, Mayapple being the first of those. We believe that construction for the Mayapple project is going to continue to get pushed out. So there's nothing new to report there other than the fact that that will probably continue to develop. Moss Creek project, we met with Moss Creek last week. They're working on their roadmap still that have to be finalized, but we should see progress on that as well as scheduling details of when those maps will get finalized. They're still hoping to see construction in 2026. Bottle Brush being the third of the smaller projects. We just had a progress meeting with them last week for the end of the week. Their development team has asked us to go ahead and schedule a kickoff coordination meeting regarding their RUA. So Tim, when he returns from the warm Bahamas, will be scheduling a meeting with Carly and Gary because Bottle Brush would like to go ahead and get their RUA completed. They have obtained their state permits, so they are actively procuring contractors and are still looking at construction to start later this year. So we are hoping to get a meeting set up with county personnel and Bottle Brush for the end of February or early March. On Mammoth, I think some of you have probably attended the construction meeting, but I'll go over some of the updates that have occurred in the last few weeks. On the South project, they are at 95% constructed, with mechanical walkdowns at around 40%. Work on the substation and switch yard will continue with a prediction of energizing these in June or July. That's the full commissioning. The south laydown yard is already starting to be demobilized. There will be minimal use of that yard in the coming weeks. And Central 1, the trackers are now 100% installed and modules are at 65%. And then in Central 2, trackers are 40 to 45% installed with modules just around 5%. From a delivery standpoint, array materials should be completely delivered by around mid-March. There will still be intermittent switchyard and substation deliveries occurring with what's called a MPT delivery continuing throughout South and Central. And those will probably average 1 to 2 a week and be coordinated. I think you all are already aware that the road map that was revised for Central was executed with the only change of that being on 700 West between 300 North and 400 North for two-way traffic. All the other areas are still restricted. In addition to discussing road maps, as you've noticed, the freezing temperatures and potential for thawing down the road are something that we're going to carefully monitor. Gary is aware that freezing and thawing can create some blowouts and potholes and those sorts of issues. So we're going to have to keep a pretty close eye on repairs. Currently, town and country hasn't had to do a lot of work the last few weeks because of the crazy temperatures. But we know that that will all change here in the coming months. The other road piece I wanted to mention is we have been working between Moss Creek and Mammoth because Moss Creek and Mammoth have some shared road usage. But the goal is for Mammoth to be able to hand off road usage to Moss Creek as Moss Creek gets underway with construction. The timing for that is actually starting to look like it could work out to have a clean handoff. We've had recent discussions about fencing and setbacks. Jenny Keller had addressed some fencing issues in both South and Central. There's one still that she wants to look at in South and some in Central, but with the, kind of bad weather, we're waiting for things to warm up a bit, so that Jenny can get out and do her reviews. The setbacks were reviewed by Carla and we think perhaps the sheriff, and there's been a list that circulated. Those setbacks have been confirmed to be within 150 feet. We will include that list in the next progress report as well. And then I also wanted to kind of let you know, because I know there was a lot of tracking of the fines, violations, when those get reviewed and that sort of thing. We're going to send you a schedule that Joe drafted that will have deadlines for the developer in terms of their review of the fines and their payments, so that we kind of keep them moving that process along. They got piled up for a while. I think several members got paid off once more recently. But we know that the developer has agreed to this schedule, so we'll circulate that to the commissioners so that you're aware of what that looks like. And it has, Joe put in the violation numbers within a chart that will show you when their review of this is due. So we wanted to kind of follow up with you on that, trying to better move that along, if you will. From a compliance communication standpoint, we haven't received any additional residential complaints since January 5th. As you know, it's been very cold out there and there hasn't been as much activity occurring as we're used to seeing. And I think that about sums it up. I do have Joe on the call. And Joe, if you have anything to add, feel free to shout it out, but otherwise that's what we've got, and we'll include all of the details in your usual monthly progress report.
Thank you. Any questions for Jenny? Thank you, Jenny.
Oh, certainly. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Under discussion, last meeting, it was brought up about not your parents' media. We had quite a bit of discussion during that time. Would anyone like to make a motion to approve the contract for not your parents' media? Therefore, there was no motion to move forward with not your parents' media, so the contract is dead for a lack of a motion. I will inform, we as commissioners received the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office 2025 jail end report. It's required to give it to the council, but you gave a copy to us as well, so thank you very much.
Yeah, I do that as a courtesy, Don.
Yes.
It's on file with the auditor, so I encourage anybody, the public, or you guys to go through it. There's a lot of useful information there. And also I include a copy of the commissary report. I'm required to do that by statute.
Very good. Thank you.
Can I just read one thing that I found interesting that the community might find interesting too? So for our jail, Chris, how many are there? How many can you hold?
128.
128. 36 were federal inmates in 2025. That generates quite a large amount of money for the.
Yeah, we only have about 7 or 8 federal inmates as it stands right now.
Okay.
We had 68, he told me Friday, Stephen Tabler did. We're down to 7 or 8 federal inmates right now.
Okay. But for 2025, it generated $382,636, which is a big amount.
Pretty proud of that, yes.
And the Indiana Department of Correction inmates totaled 108,000, so many. So it was just under $500,000. And
You know, what I told the council, the cell is there anyway, and I can't take credit for this. A former sheriff did that. You're heating the cell anyways. You're putting water there. You're putting electricity there anyways. Why not fill it with an inmate, a federal inmate? they're pretty regulated by the federal governments. They got guidelines they got to stay by. So if they're out of line, I call them, they come pick them up. We transport them. So they don't cause us a lot of problems. Since I've been in office, maybe one or two. We just don't have a lot of problems with federal inmates because they enhance their sentences when that does happen. I can't go into specifics on them, but
Not only the electric and water, you're still spending that money on there, but the manpower doesn't change either.
no, you're still paying the jailers. Somebody asked me today what it costs for a prisoner. There's so many variables go in there. You got toilet paper, electric, the jailers pay. You got all that stuff to factor in there. I renegotiated that contract last year, and I'm thinking now it's like $70 a day per federal inmate. Plus, they pay the federal rate for transport and go pick these up. We're one of the few counties that go pick up these prisoners, and that's why they like holding them in Pulaski County, because we'll go pick them up. The federal institutions, Terre Haute or down Evansville, we'll drive a van down there and pick them up and transport them where they need to go to federal court, to South Bend, to Hammond, wherever they need to go. We're pretty accommodating to them, and I want to stay that way because that's a lot of revenue for the county, $400,000 between that and the state. So.
Okay, do you know, Chris, Sheriff, sorry.
That's all right.
Do you know?
I've been called worse.
What is your annual budget and how much does what you're bringing in offset?
$3 million. What is it, Teresa? Do you know offhand? $3 million.
Okay.
Yes. And you'll see, because next week I'm going to come in and ask to redo some showers. When I spend money, I want to be able to replace that with some money. And that's revenue generating income. We're getting income. So if I'm spending that money on something, I want to be able to put that money back in. And you'll see next week, I'll be able to explain that to you. I got my jail commander coming in, so.
I appreciate it.
It's very, I want you guys, the public, go through this. Go down to the alder's office, wherever you need to do, get a copy of it, go through that and see what these guys are doing. I can't take credit for all that. The inmates in the jail, what these people do. A lot of work goes in there. It shows you the top, the top 10 offenses. Yeah. Take time to go through it. Get online, whatever you need to do, and go through that thing. So pretty proud of that report.
We appreciate you sharing it with us as commissioners.
Yeah, I was like giving you guys, a complimentary copy, whatever I need to do to show you guys what we're doing over there. So.
Thank you for what you do.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other items for discussion with the commissioners? No? This time we'll have public comment and ask you to come to the podium, state your name, residence. We ask that you limit your comments to approximately 2 minutes and that you speak once.
Hello, Natasha Doherty with Pulaski County EMS. Unfortunately, I did not make the agenda because I didn't know if our truck would be ready. I am excited to say that we will be having a dedication ceremony here out front of the courthouse next Monday before the joint session at about 4 p.m. So I'm excited to show our truck. Our crew members are getting experience, learning, and training on this new truck. It's a beauty, so I can't wait to share it. I did also want to let you guys know that as of today, we have appointed 2 new captains. Mr. Kerry Wall is coming with 32 years of experience, and then James Handy is coming with 16 years of experience. We're very excited to see what they can do for our community. With the council meeting on Monday, I do want to discuss that there was a proposal of cutting the EMS wages. I have not received any resignations. Our staff are wonderful. I cannot talk highly enough about them. They are great providers. So that will be coming on Monday. I'm not sure if that's going to be talked about during the joint session or if it's going to be talked about during the actual council meeting. So just to address it for the public. Last year, and you guys did receive this report, roughly it cost $328,548.83 after appropriations and whatnot. We don't use our revenue in the same billing cycle, so our revenue for 2025 is not used in the 2025 appropriation cycle. Last year, we did bring back, what was it? $814,751.90. So that is great. Our staff are wonderful. So thank you, guys.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Appreciate it, Natasha.
Any others?
John Kramer, Winnemac, is it on?
I don't think so.
John Kramer, Winnemac. Thank you for passing the 12-month moratorium. That way we have some standards set before anybody would try to step foot. Really appreciated with natural resources and quality of living for something that could be presumed to come in at some time down the road. Really appreciate the unanimous vote across the board. Thank you.
Any others?
Connie Ehrlich, and I guess this is a night for thank yous. I just want to thank you all for denying the agreement with NUP Media. As you probably know, that created a lot of havoc among the public. The way it was presented and pretty much pushed through the council created a lot of distrust among the community and the government officials. So thank you very much for stopping that agreement tonight. I think that situation also highlights a need for some procedures. This is not the first time that one or two council members have taken it on their own to identify in their minds what was a need to negotiate agreement and bring it to the council without the council members even being aware of any of the discussion. I would like for perhaps that the need be presented first to the commissioners, and that if it was agreed upon that the need does exist, then to do a search for qualified service providers, whether that's during a bidding process or advertising for the need. Interviews should be conducted. A legal review of the agreement should be by the county attorney. And then finally, presented to the commissioners for a vote and then to the council for the funding. Many counties do a 3-reading rules before they adopt the resolutions or agreements such as this. In this situation, none of that occurred. Commissioners were not included. One council member negotiated the service agreement. The need was never discussed, never approved, no bidding process. 3 of the 4 council members stated that it was the first time that they heard about this. They stated they did not have time to even read the agreement. They asked for it to be tabled, but the motion was quickly made, seconded, and it passed by a 4-3 vote within 5 minutes. So I guess what I'm requesting is to either look at the rules of procedures or perhaps provide some training for the council members so they stay within their role as a county commissioner. Thank you so much for listening. Appreciate it.
Anyone else?
Good evening, Brandy Larkin, Winnemac. I had sent an email to the commissioners that I just want to follow up with in public comment and kindly request another potential improvement to processes and procedures. And this one would be in regard to board and commission seats being open. I would like to request that this be a standardized process that can be consistent in the community communication of these seats being available and what the requirements of them are, including things beyond social media. So the local newspaper or the Pulaski Post Online or WKBI, et cetera, all channels in which it's possible. I don't feel that everybody has the opportunity to become aware of these opportunities when it's only posted on social media, and we might be able to reach other well-qualified candidates if we were to spread it out and give, again, consistent, adequate coverage of the seats that are available across the different boards and commissions in the county. Thank you.
Thank you. I did speak, Nathan and I spoke about that just on Friday. So we will be getting a list of all of the different departments and all of that. So yeah, we've started that.
Thank you, that's
Yeah,
appreciated.
thank you.
Anyone else?
Motion for adjournment.
I'll second the motion.
Motion and a second to adjourn. Those in favor say aye. Aye.
Thank you all for coming.